Peloton up 8% for the week. So what does all this say about the strength of the consumer, or are these different technical moves? For more on the consumer and where to invest in retail, let's bring in Managing Director at Loop Capital, Anthony Chukumba. Anthony, thank you so much here for joining us. Earlier in the show, we were talking about Fed policy, where we are in the interest rate environment, what the banks were telling us about consumer spending and credit. So let's kind of start big picture. What is your assessment of the current U.S. consumer right now as we're heading into the all-important back half of the year with back-to-school spending and, of course, the holiday?
The U.S. consumer is in a really good place right now. Let's sort of go through it. The unemployment rate continues to be very, very low at 3.6%. We also seeing about 4.5% wage growth. And for the first time in a long time, wage growth is actually higher than inflation. So consumers' purchasing power is getting better. The housing market has clearly bottomed. It seems like it's getting better. And you saw the University of Michigan consumer confidence number this morning that was certainly better than expected and a pretty significant sequential improvement from June. So the U.S. consumer is in a great place heading into the back half of this year.
So, Anthony, I hear what you're saying, but if that plays through, why then is discount retail the way to be? If consumers are stronger than maybe some think they are, why is discount where you want to put your money?
I think that even though the consumer is in a great position, they don't necessarily feel like they're in a great position, right? So even consumer confidence that I mentioned, even though it's improving, it's still low relative to historical levels. So that consumer, they're almost waiting for that other shoe to drop. And so while they might be spending, they're being a bit more judicious in terms of where they are spending. So we are seeing some trade down from, say, for example, supermarkets, drugstores, convenience stores into the dollar store. So think Dollar General, Dollar Tree. There's probably Walmart and Target benefiting from that phenomenon as well.
Anthony, here's my concern if I'm looking to take the other side, which I always am on just about everything. Yeah, wages are staying high, which is good if you're looking at consumers being able to spend, but prices are also staying high on all kinds of things, on housing, which we're going to talk about in a bit, on goods. They might not be rising so much, but they're staying high. Isn't that creating pressure on the overall economy and continuing pressure on a consumer whose savings have depleted?
So I think we have to always think about the trend, right? Because, if we were having this conversation literally a year ago, inflation was at 9.1%. The latest reading was 3%. So it's really come down pretty significantly. And we're getting pretty close to spitting distance of the Fed sort of preferred, 1 to 2%. In addition to that, as I mentioned earlier, wage growth is actually faster than inflation. So purchasing power is improving. So I'm not saying that what you're saying is incorrect, but I'm saying that I always try to think about, the trends. Kind of like, why was Wayne Gretzky so great at hockey? Not because he was where the puck was, but where it was going.
Anthony, you have a really varied coverage list. So putting all of this together, what are your top buy suggestions for investors right now in the retail space?
Yeah, so one of the things that I was looking at recently is the fact that even though the economy is getting better, it's largely discounting a lot of these retail stocks. And you talked about some of the moves that we've seen in some of these retailers. So I'm looking specifically at retailers that are trading at pretty significant discounts to the 52-week highs. So, for example, there's National Vision, the value optical retailer. Stocks had a nice move recently, but it's well below the 52-week high. Dollar General is in that same camp, and as I said, will benefit from the trade down. Williams-Sonoma is a stock that unfortunately everybody kind of loves to hate. They're in that same camp. So those are three companies that I'm keyed in on right now.
Interesting stuff. Anthony Chukumba, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see how all this plays out following Amazon Big Prime Week.